26, inherited $60,000, which is basically life-changing amount for me. How should I proceed? Not gonna give too many details for privacy concerns. Mom had cancer for the past 4 years. I was taking care of her until she passed. Between helping with bills and living my life while staying with her, I rarely ever had more than $1,000 in my bank account. This amount of money is unbelievable for me. I was already planning to move, currently in a mobile home paying $1,000 mo, to a small town in my home state where I'll pay around $800,900 mo, where I'll stay until I finish working on my college degree online. I can transfer my job there, but I only make around $24,000 a year or $2,000 mo. I'll at least be able to save some money while I focus on school and figure out my plan. As far as investing it, in the meantime, my current plan is to put $5,000 into my Roth IRA to cap it for the year and invest in VTI. $50,000 will go into a money market account to accrue interest while I'm dealing with school and figuring out what to do with my future. Of the remaining $5,000, I think I'll use $2,500 to spoil myself with a new computer since mine's aged and I need a good computer for school, software engineering and hobbies, graphic design, illustration, and the remaining $2,500 will just idle while I work and study. Is this a sensible plan? Any other tips or recommendations? Thanks. Yeah, don't tell anyone you got money. As far as anyone is concerned, you used it all for logistics for the funeral and shit. You don't want pesky family members to start trying to bend your ear. Do the things you said you wouldn't try and not mention it. Save yourself the hassle and keep it to yourself. Edit. I appreciate all the upvotes. My only recommendation will be to continue living your life as if you never received this $60,000. Yes, max out the Roth, get a reasonable new computer and put 6x your monthly expenses in a liquid HISA or money market fund to use in case of an emergency. Heck, even add a couple of grand for a vacation or two in the next few years. And then invest the rest. Everything above would likely total up to less than $20,000, leaving you $40,000 to put into VTI. Not sure if you've already rolled money into your Roth, but the cap this year is $6,500. If anyone asks, she died broke and you are still paying off the funeral. At 26, it's a lot of money. At 35, it's not as much as you think. Your plan seems solid. Personally, I agree with maxing out the Roth IRA and buying a computer, especially for college and the degree you're going into. I would put maybe 3-5 months of living expenses into a HISA, preferably one with a higher interest, typically above 4, and doesn't limit your withdrawals monthly. That way, if you need money for rent, you have it in somewhat of an emergency fund. The rest you can invest, and I'm still new to that space, so I won't give advice there. What is your debt vehicle situation? First, don't reply to any chat requests. I'm a 30-something old fart with kids, so I'll just add that, respectfully, while it might feel life-changing, that sum of money is not life-changing in any real long-term sense. My gut sense would be to not change my lifestyle in any major way. But this money might be the grease to get the gears working on your possible move, or possible job shift, or grease to finish school, etc. Stay focused on your life goals. GL. Buy yourself a memento for your mom. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it has to have meaning. I have a small 10-cent gold coin from my uncle. It was a token, but it reflects who he was. He believed in intrinsic things and was very financially savvy. A terrible accident robbed him of an easier future. That gold coin reminds me of him. He's been gone 5 years now. I got nothing from his estate other than that gold coin. But that coin is worth everything. I know people might not agree, but take a good vacation. You're young, probably single, might not get another chance for a while, and you just went through a lot. Find a friend that can afford the same type of trip and just go. Don't go crazy, but take a trip you will remember for the rest of your life. Fully fund a Roth the next 5 years and never touch the money until you retire. Keep $10,000 in an HSY for severe emergency like medical or $60,000 is a nice safety net, but don't get too carried away. You are not rich. I did not see where you are putting 6 months living expenses in a HISA. You need to do that before you do the other stuff. Just saying. Looks like you're already adulting better than most of us, congrats. Remember that whatever amount you got will be taxed, so don't plan to spend $60K, it will be less than that after taxes. You don't need a $2,500 computer for programming and graphic design. I think $1,500 should suffice. It's sensible to put the majority into high-yield treasuries that expire in maybe a year so you don't do anything super stupid with the money and have time to really think about what you want to use it for. Don't spend anything with your new money. And after 1 month ask yourself if you really need whatever you wanted to buy. The amount of people in this thread acting like gaining $60,000 cash isn't life-changing or calling it nothing is wild. $60K is a large windfall for someone who doesn't have shit, and spending $2,500 on a new computer as a luxury and investment in their career and studies is extremely reasonable. You're tripping. OP, your plan is very sound, sorry for your loss. Pay off debts, then put the rest away and forget about it. Not sure what money markets you're looking at, but if you're an iPhone user, Apple offers a savings account through Goldman Sachs that's paying 4.15 APY. Software engineer here. These are solid plans. You will do well with this approach, choice in vocation, and investments in the tools of the trade. Very sorry to hear about your mom. Cancer is a bitch. Fuck cancer. Your mom would be proud of your solid plan moving forward, as I'm sure she already is. First, you're going to learn $60,000 isn't life-changing. You can barely buy a new car with it. Obligatory, sorry for your loss, etc. But seriously, do something smart with the money because $60,000 can be gone so quick. Don't buy anything dumb or useless, and listen to the people telling you to get it into a high-yield savings account or an index fund. I would just bank it and maybe seek a professional consultant instead of trusting anyone on Reddit for advice. Whatever you do, don't spend it on luxury like gaming, because when you're 30 and onward and have a medical bill, you'll wish you had it. Don't spend it and go read the book Set for Life right now. Use it as a down payment on a duplex. Live in one side, and rent the other to cover the mortgage. Then save the money you would be paying in rent for your next down payment. For next duplex, one side pays the mortgage, the other is monthly income. Keep saving the rent money. Now add the monthly income. You'll have the money for the next property saved in half the time it took you to buy the second one. Rinse and repeat. That's what I did, and I retired at 35. I recently lost my father, and I just want to say that I'm really sorry for your loss. Shit is brutal. I have to make these kinds of decisions in the near future too, and I'm glad to see you're thinking wisely. Take some time for yourself and try your best to focus on school. I'm rooting for you. As a software engineer, you definitely don't need a $2,500 for school. I'm not a gamer, but it's my understanding that a $2,500 computer would be a relatively high-end gaming PC, which is also unnecessary. I recommend against this. Use this money to set yourself up for the future. Invest it, save it for a rainy day, use it for something big in your life. Unless I am missing something here, Roth IRA cap is $6,500 a year. You may want to consider a taxable brokerage account and placing some of the money in an SP 500 index fund. But only those funds you don't expect to touch for the next 5-10 years. Take a look at our Bugleheads for more insight into this strategy. Nothing wrong with HISA for while you figure out to a plan. And 100 agree, tell no one about the windfall. First thing is to recognize that $60,000 is nothing. Second is to realize that paying $1,000 a month for a trailer is absurd.